Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Welcome back, boys and girls, to the Flow State Gaming Podcast, episode number 24. Number one up and coming Valorant podcast on the internet. Feels good to be back in the saddle here. I am, of course, Astro. Some people know me as Coulter Fair. Along with me, my young squire, my fellow handmaiden in the royal castle, Rogan Prescott. Hello, brother.
Hello, brother. Guys, welcome back for episode 24. It is going to be a spicy one tonight. It's going to be good. We're going to be talking about YORU, and there's a lot of updates, a lot of leaks that Coulter and I will be going through. We'll be hammering through. How are you doing, man? How was your week?
Dude, I am I'm doing quite nice, dude. You're just kind of blowing past our hot drink section.
Well, I wanted to mention what we're talking about, because sometimes we're 40 minutes in and we haven't even got to the meat of the episode.
Well, I understand that, right? But you don't skip the hot drink to go to the announcements.
No, I never was gonna skip the hot drinks, right? That was the intro. That was a part of the intro there.
Okay, well,
yeah, sip that
water.
water. I do have a hot drink. I made it about an hour late. I kind of told you that. And dude, so I click my little shot, like espresso button, and I didn't notice that like the water was at the lowest, the dial was at the lowest. So it did like one sip of like one sip of concentrated water, just straight like of two shots in there. And that It was so spicy, I couldn't even handle it there. So,
dude.
Yeah. And then I like just slammed a bunch of milk in there, but then I only got half full. So I had to refill it. And it tastes very burnt, very off, but my spirits are high tonight.
So is it hot any longer, or has that ship sailed?
Well,
you're sipping on a lukewarm, watered down with milk hot drink.
Yeah, it definitely looks very depressing, and it is cooling down very quickly at the moment.
Yeah, well, maybe get a double insulated mug, right? Like I've got. maybe that's the
that might be the answer. Yeah. Coulter, do you have a hot drink? What is in that double insulated mug right there?
Well, currently nothing. Right.
Oh.
I'm going to do a live pour. Get here live every Tuesday night at 7, and you can see me just pour this steamy hot roast.
Wow.
Of the Gold
see
Coast.
The steam.
I don't want to know what this is called. Like I said, I'm just trying to power my way through this bag because it's absolute dog water. It's macaroni water. It's hot dog water. This is my last French press. So I did double the dose of grounds, and hopefully it's weird. When you have like a light blend, like a blonde coffee, and then you just double down on how much like grounds you put in. It doesn't make the flavor. It's not like, it doesn't make it like a strong cup. Like that's what I think it's going to do. It makes it worse, right? It's supposed to be light and fluffy.
No, I agree, man. I used to always just slam like 4 extra scoops in there, and it never is good. It doesn't even make it like, I don't even feel any more boosted.
No, it feels like it just makes it just like not as good. I don't even know how to explain it. So anyways, that's my situation now. It's not great. It's black. There's no cream or sugar. That's it for my hot drink. This is going to be the last Tuesday with this blend. So I don't know what I'm going to get next. Nobody added any suggestions into the last time, so who knows? I'll probably just end up at the DPPR, something like that. Um, what about announcements, dude? We have a lot of boys in the chat. I just want to say that for those of you listening on your favorite podcast app, you need to get here live because it's popping in here. It is popping. And so good to see everybody. Do you have any announcements this week, dude? How's your week been going? I know you've been a little sick.
Well, yeah, I definitely did get sick again. It's been a little rough. This is kind of an announcement for the both of us. We were at the beach soaking up the sun. Both of your kings were out on vacation, taking a break. It is a lot of work in the castle.
Yep.
It's a lot of stress, and that it was a great time. We had a pretty nice house with a bunch of family. My family kind of took Coulter in. He's kind of a part of the family now, so it was a family beach trip. We all had a great time. A lot of spike ball. For those who don't know what spike ball is, it's a great outdoor game. It was kind of sad though. I haven't been able to play much Valorant. So for that and like announcement side of things, I've been wanting to play a lot. I played like right before I left to the beach, got some matches in, and again, still holding on to Platinum 3. Not much has changed there. I don't know if it'll ever change. Still stuck there. It's more just like my skill level, guys. I think it's just people in Platinum, lower Platinum, are just playing more. They're getting better, and that's all. That's just kind of pushing me down or keeping me at the same level. So it's just kind of I need to play more. I need some more time on my on the keys. I'm still sticking to Raze, man. Still sticking to Raze. Been playing Sage and Omen, just kind of like more Raze. I really like her style still. Coulter.
Yeah, dude. You've been committing to the Rays. Sorry to interrupt you. You've been pretty much committed for a while, dude. I'm glad that you like her still.
Yeah, I think I just really like her play style. And like
yeah. No, you're good at it. It's awesome.
I still have a lot to learn. I think Raze, it's probably like you could probably relate with Jet, but just I always push when I shouldn't push sometimes. I kind of get too aggressive. Like there's always a time and place to be aggressive, but there's sometimes when like I don't need to re-peak an angle that I already peaked, and I think I get punished a lot for that. Yeah. I think looking towards the next week of a lot of Valorant being played, I need to work on a lot of bad habits that I've been having. We kind of talked about this last episode, but I always crouch when I spray, and that's a big thing that affects me. My movement gets really wrecked for that, and then re-peaking angles. So I kind of want to find a lot of like the problems that I'm having, kind of just fine tune them and find ways that I can change that, because I think that's probably for a lot of people. They get stuck in these bad habits and they won't ever really go away, man. They don't ever go away. You're gonna kind of stick to them. Like I will always press down crouch because I'm just so used to it. It's like comfortable for me.
Yeah.
So like it's like I need to get out of that zone. And it's the same thing like with my mouse sensitivity. Mine was super, super low a while ago, and I changed it to quite high, and I hated it, I didn't like it at all, but in the end, it worked out and paid off quite a bit. So I would say don't be afraid to change things. That's kind of sums it up for my announcements, man. How are yours?
So yeah, similar in the coast trip. They Rogan's family did drag me out there. And it was really nice. It could have been a bit warmer, but that didn't stop me and Rogan from going into the ocean a few times. So that always feels good to me. I like the salt water a ton, so that was it felt good. I'm a little bit on the same page as you though. I did miss the Valorant. I definitely felt it. That it's like most of my game time comes from the weekend. So when that doesn't happen, I do notice it. But obviously, great to be with your family there. Um, One announcement that's pretty huge is Dogecoin is having a massive rally here. So join the battle if you have not already. I don't care if you can put in $5 or 500, right? Get your mom's credit card, do whatever you have to do, and hammer Doge to the moon. Obviously, don't take my advice. I have no clue what's going on. I'm just saying I know there's a few of you listening that I have met in game, of course, that listen to the podcast um, that do dabble in the Dogecoin, and I just want to encourage everyone to stay strong through this massive push. Um, Outside of that, dude, I played some ranked. Me and you played a few games last night. Guys, me and Rogan were talking about this. I know we've said it before, but again, our matches when we play together are not great. Just the matches themselves, not like so much on like a teamwork basis. It's just the teams themselves seem really unbalanced at times. And this has been our experience for the last, I don't know, 6 to 7 games that we've played together. So that's kind of annoying. I don't know what the answer is. And I know the topic is really long and, we've beat that dead horse. But we ended up splitting off. This is kind of where I was going. We played our own matches and those went a lot better for me. So it kind of feels nice not to just, because I do okay in the matches I play with you. We just still often lose. Um, you know, so
Yeah.
it felt good to get some wins. That's kind of where I was trying to get. I got 2 wins last night. I'm still in gold 2. It's weird. Like when I play solo, I was telling Rogan, like it's absolute. Like the people I'm going against are just trash in comparison to the boys that me and Rogan go against. So don't really know what's going on there with the skill based matchmaking, but it does seem interesting. That pretty much sums it up for my announcements. Community feedback. What are we looking at in this section here? I know it's usually a fairly girthy section. Do we have any Apple reviews?
None. It's sad to see that our peasants are not doing their job. They're definitely
Apple
slacking.
review?
And we have been talking about this quite a bit. We need to hold you guys hostage again. And I don't think anyone saved us, right?
Dude, I am
Right?
double checking
This is-
the podcast right now. I don't think there is a saving grace here. I think we shut the podcast down now.
Well,
Yeah, not one.
We've been telling you guys often. And Jimmy C, he came in clutch many times. MVP to him.
He did.
But
He
obviously,
did.
no one was able to bring it back this week.
Whoa. Hey, good thing I just checked, brother. At 6:51 p.m.,
Wait.
Kenneth
What?
Tan
What?
says, thank you. This was, of course, a reply to a message that you had sent. But that is a new message. That's, of course, all. It's just a simple thank you from Kenneth.
Well, we
But maybe
thank you, Kenneth.
Is that enough to maybe scoot this podcast along?
I think
maybe we'll let it go this time, right?
I think
We'll
we just
let it
we
slide
do a
this time.
little push, little scoot, let him
Oh,
slide.
It's so pathetic. Dude.
I think next week we need something big because that's not going to cut it for next week. Little thanks, that's not going to do it.
That's not going to do it next week.
No,
not even close. We need interaction, dude. We need interactions on both Instagram and Apple. So leave us a review. Make sure it's 5 stars.
dude, follow us on Twitch because we're 2 away from being affiliated.
Dude, I almost feel like just shutting this podcast.
I know, dude. Flow_stay_gaming. Like 2 more follows and that's it.
Guys, there is an alarming amount of you peasants that are listening to the podcast on Spotify. In fact, you're following us on Spotify. An alarming amount of you little dirty rats are not subscribed on Twitch. So I don't care if you've never seen Twitch in your life. If you're listening to the podcast on your dumb podcast app, go to Twitch and subscribe so we can start scamming kids, right? So we can start taking people's money. That is what we're trying to do. That's our end goal. We're not here for fun. We're here to play. So just change something, anything. Just do it. Just get it done. Because this is just disgusting. 2 followers, dude. Like, what is that, dude?
Well, okay, and a huge shout out to Stop Lingo. He is a faithful, faithful peasant. Rated us with 6 people this evening. So a huge shout out to him. He's a streamer. He's dirty on the keys. If you guys are following us on Twitch, follow him as well. And
yeah,
you'll see a lot of action there.
Yeah,
a faithful listener. Go ahead, Coulter.
For sure. So I guess we can kind of just crack this egg. We can start to bite into the meat of the episode here. Of course, the meat will come later, but I guess this is more like a little side dish. We're going to be going over the new map, the leaks around the new map, and then some new skins that have also been leaked in recent times. So I think you should kick us off on this one just because you know more info about this map that's being rumored. We did, allude to the fact of a new map last weekend, and I think, everyone is kind of on their toes with this. So what more have you gained, information wise?
There is not much information right now, but we have confirmed that it will be in a tropical climate. It'll most likely be on an island, palm trees, beachy, and it's officially being called Breeze. We did think it was going to be called Foxtrot, but I guess that was a placeholder name. So we have finally found the official name called Breeze. This will most likely come in 13 days after this act is over. So I am looking forward to that. We've seen some leaks across the maps of Valorant. I kind of like how they do that. They kind of like, put some graphics in the map to lead to some leaks. I really appreciate how Riot's doing that, kind of hyping it up. I think we all can hope this map will blow us out of the water. It'll be a game changer of a map, and we'll all be just dying to play it because it'll be so fire, Icebox was not that for me. But a lot of people are liking Icebox, I've realized. There's actually quite a bit of people. It's kind of growing. Maybe not in the pro level, but in our little dwelling here, the hype is growing for Icebox. So that's it for the map. We do have some new skins that were leaked as well, which is new skins are always exciting. They kind of have like a little dark house to them. It's kind of like a dark wintry house. They look pretty cool. It's kind of like similar to the Winter Wonderland skins. They do a lot with when you move your gun, it kind of moves like the image, It does that quite a bit. And I think they are using that a little too much maybe. They aren't really getting getting unique, I feel like. They stick to that sometimes. So I'm looking forward to some new animations, new different types of skins like the dragon skins, obviously. What are your thoughts on the new map and the new skins?
So new map, obviously I'm stoked about it. Like Icebox, same for me, little underwhelming. I felt like left a little to be desired there. I think everyone's hopes were super high, and then it was like a little bit of a letdown. It's not like the worst map on the planet, obviously. I think, like you said, people are finding out how to play it. It's not all bad. I actually have an enjoyable time, and sometimes I don't do too bad. So it's not that I hate Icebox, but I am kind of stoked for maybe a map that I feel pumped about, where I'm pumped when it comes into queue. So hopefully that's the case with this. Again, I like the Tropic idea. And then the skins, yeah, I think I feel similar to you. It's exactly like the Christmas edition skins, the Horizon, the Nebula, all those guns are similar. There's like, yeah, just that image in the gun that stays stationary and then your gun moves. But that picture on the inside is just stays still. I don't know. I agree with you. I think I mean, I think if they're gonna do this, I almost prefer like the horizon skins rather than like an object. Like
Yeah.
I don't mind the horizon and the nebula. It's just when there's like buildings and whatnot in the skin, I just doesn't have quite the same effect on me, I guess.
I
Like for
agree
this
with you.
effect.
And also, like looking at the different weapons, you can't see the full effect of the skin. Like the Phantom looks a lot better with these types of skins than the Vandal because of the Phantom has a bigger like surface area to see,
It has a
which
bigger
is
body to it.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is unfortunate. Like, but the Horizon, like you were saying, like the Horizon looks good on everything. So I definitely agree with
Yeah.
you on that for sure.
Maybe I can see what you're saying, maybe like a little bit overdone. It seems like every third skin pack that we get is like this style. And don't get me wrong, I do enjoy like I have the Nebula skin myself. I do like it. It's a cool idea. Just it'd be cool to see some other skin ideas like the dragon skins, like you said, just more complex skins like that. So that's kind of my thoughts on. Dude, I'm just stoked about the new map. I'm excited about that. Um, but patch 2.07, brother, this came out on the 13th. I think is that today?
Today, yeah,
Yeah.
it released. It's officially in the game,
Okay, right. That makes sense.
and those new skins are
Um,
releasing tomorrow. I believe tomorrow night.
okay, right on. And then we also have an Ask Valorant, but I think we're gonna cover the patch first. Do you want to? What's going on in this patch? I haven't really even looked at it very well. Looks like Astra and Raze got some changes.
Yeah, they're very simple changes here. Not a big patch at all. I think they're kind of just preparing for the big meet that we'll be seeing. I kind of like how they do this. They don't just do little mediocre patches off and on. They kind of do these patches, and then there's going to be a big hammer that hits us. That's what I'm looking forward to. So yeah, I'm just going to cover it real quick. Definitely not much at all. So for Astra, her gravity well, this is a big one. Her gravity well now drags people away. It pulls agents that are defusing the spike. This is pretty big. It's gonna drag them away until they get out of that spike zone. So like right when she activates it, it's not gonna like take them out of the defusing instantly. They have to they have to get out of that zone, which is still pretty crazy.
Oh, I see
But
what you're
Astra
saying.
is she's gonna be putting stars around the entire bomb, like 3 or 4 of them. How many ever she has, and it's gonna be for that post plant play, which is interesting to see on how it's gonna be used. I don't know how like effective it's gonna be. But if it does pull them away quite easily with 1 star, it's gonna be pretty annoying because those stars you can't shoot away, man, and she can activate them from wherever. So it's gonna be like a just like a killjoy molly or whatnot. So I think she's gonna be. I don't know how it's gonna work. Granted, if she does have the star, she's gonna place the star off the bomb, so then they can defuse it from a different angle, possibly if the spike's planted in like an open area.
Exactly. Right.
So it's not gonna be as effective as like a killjoy molly, I don't think. But
Right.
Lingo in the chat, Astra is gonna be important impact frag on defense. Yes. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that, man. But that covers it for Astra. So that's just the only change that we saw from her. Raze, audio cues when boosted in the air. I tested this in the practice. It's just kind of like a streamline audio cue, kind of like Jet. So it's pretty much just when you can kind of tell when she's in the air gliding through. Which I've actually experienced this too. When you're dealing with Raze double satcheling, it's hard to tell if she's in the air or not, or like where she is. She's double satcheling on site, and it does get pretty confusing. So I think your awareness will be a little bit easier to tell where she's at, which is I think it's fine. It's not like a huge upset for me. I think it's gonna be just a good detail. I think it's kind of annoying when you're on site and then you just get shot in the back from you only hear like a satchel go off and then she's behind you. So being able to have that audio cue is going to be pretty cool, I think. And then visual effects for her ult and for her abilities it's just going to be you can just see it clearer. It won't cloud your vision as much as it did. I didn't see an issue with it before, but and then for the final pretty much updates that they did is just straight bug fixes. They just fixed a bug with the Viper's ultimate. People weren't dying when they had like a decay on them, when they had a decay to 1. And just a bunch of different bug fixes that I haven't noticed at all, so I didn't think it would be important to share them in the patch.
Yeah.
That covers it for patch, dude. That's pretty much it. So not much there. Do you have any thoughts on these?
I honestly don't. Yeah, I don't have any thoughts. I guess the main thing is I guess Astra and Raze, I mean it is something to keep in mind. I'm glad that you can hear Raze in the air. And then I mean it says that, their explosion and showstopper from Raze are that visual is gonna clear out of the play space faster. So I guess less obstruction and better sound cues is for a competitive game like this is what I want. So I mean these changes are so small. I feel like, yeah, I don't really have anything else to add there, dude.
I do like how they're clearing it up, making it a little bit easier to see things and tell what's going on, which I do appreciate.
You gotta
from
be able
Riot.
to, yeah, like in attack shooter, dude. Like especially with all the abilities, anyway. It's so incredible that they've kept the game as clear and like as crisp as it is. Like how many times do you just see like a few pixels of somebody and you can still get that shot? Like that's super cool.
Yeah, for
They
sure.
haven't made the abilities like so overwhelming that it's just all up in your screen. It's really nice. I like the way they've done it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure. And one thing to know, I saw a video. One guy was saying Riot can't balance their game, and that there's always things like they buffed Viper too much or whatnot. I didn't agree with this guy, and the top comment was I would have to disagree. If you have to the game is imbalanced right now. A lot of things are imbalanced, obviously. Viper has a weird place in the game, and the ranking system sucks, But you have to think about Valorant. It's a new game, and it's hard. Like they're adding these buffs to Viper, throughout the entire period of the game, and she's not getting any more game time. So they just slammed her, and then they're just gonna see where she fits. Like if she's overpowered, then they'll just knock off something small, and then she'll just fit right in line with everyone else. So pretty much I'm kind of glad that they did this, even if she is too powerful. They're good at balancing. In the end, they are kind of on top of it. It might take some time, but they know what the issue is. I think they're just waiting for the big patch to fix the ranking system. They don't want to add, these dumb little, go back to the tally markers where it was all right, but it wasn't that great. They're trying to do an overhaul. They've been doing overhauls of the ranking system pretty often. We've been experiencing new ranking systems very often. So I think it's a new game. I think we just need to be patient. And in my opinion, you guys might have a different opinion than me, but they are pretty on top of it. And they want every agent to be in the game, which I appreciate. I just wanted to add that in before we moved on.
Yeah, I'm in 100% agreement. It boggles my mind that this game is as balanced as it is, just because of the nature of it is so hard. It would be so hard to balance it. So it's kind of insane that it even works at all with the time to kill, in my opinion. Ask Valorant, dude. We got one here on the 12th, so that came in yesterday. This is Ask Valorant. I don't even know what number this is. They've had quite a few of them, but yeah. Do you wanna move into this? Do you want me to take the first question here?
Yeah, you can go for the first.
It says, so the question is, what is your approach when you see abilities not being used as intended? That's a good question. The answer here is I'm going to go straight from their site. We've seen a lot of agent abilities used in unintended ways by players, sometimes with an awesome outcome and sometimes in ways that have needed to be addressed. Sage's Barrier Orb is a great example. We've seen countless creative boosts, sideways tube walls, and ability combos that we would never have expected. On the flip side, we've seen floating walls creating one ways, single wall segments hovering over the split B bomb site, and more Omen teleporting bug combos than I'd like to remember. We walk a pretty consistent line between the sandbox nature of abilities that keeps each game exciting and trying to determine if newly discovered interactions are enriching or breaking the tactical game we've promised. Valorant is definitely a game that we're building and exploring hand in hand with our community. We know you all approach each match with creativity, and the best thing we can do is keep an open dialogue about what's discovered. So that's coming from the lead character designer. um, what a great answer, man. Like this kind of goes to what we were just talking about how they're trying to balance this game. It's so cool when the players come up with these combos, and like that is what keeps the game exciting and every match different. And that's something that I loved about Halo. Like I remember like the rocket jumps, or the grenade jumps, all like that kind of stuff was so fun. Like it's so fun to be creative with abilities in Valorant. So I'm glad that there's not like super restrictive guidelines that, like, you can only use a breach flash on these walls type of thing. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It's like it's cool that you can, use them all at the same time or span them out through the game, whatever. Like you have complete freedom with your ability usage. And I think that's crucial that they keep it that way. So as far as like abilities being used in an unintended way, like I don't really see outside of Sage's barrier orb, I don't really know like something that I see daily where I'm like, man, that's not how it's supposed to be used. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I have seen those like barrier orbs that like they do one ways, and it definitely like it doesn't look like it would fit in the game.
Yeah. It looks
But
weird.
but dude, like you said, like I really do enjoy like that creative aspect and figuring out these different ways, like being able to double satchel from one area all the way to heaven across the entire map, like in a breach flash, like flashing wherever you want. Figuring out these different
Yeah.
ways to take sight. I think that's awesome. Like if you think about it, it's such an open game with your ability usage. Like you can pretty much use them anywhere, which is really cool. Like Omen's flash, for example, or smoke. You can, the gravity, like you can use it for so many different one ways and so many different ways
Yeah.
to outplay your opponents. And if they keep it that way, I think that's an awesome move by them. I did enjoy their answer here, and it's a cool how the game's so simple. It's like a simple built game. You have like it's like CS:GO, but they keep that creativity with it, and I think that's
Mhm.
really important. So,
Yeah. Right on. Why don't you take the next one?
can you add the ability to change settings during agent selection? Um, their answer: we agree this should be doable, and we'll add it to our backlog. To be frank, though, it's behind much more urgent priorities on our list. We'll keep you updated. So, it's just a thought. I don't see a huge issue with it. It is sometimes annoying, like when you want to test some settings because it's kind of the best time to test things, or like if your mic's not working and you want to fix it.
Yeah.
That's so. I mean, whatever. If they add it, that's cool.
Yeah.
They probably have a fat list of things. Obviously, braking system number one. Hopefully.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That's the only thing that I see is like the mic thing. Or it's like if I need to turn the volume of my allies up or down, it's like you
Yeah.
can't. You're just locked in until you actually get in the game. But
hmm
yeah,
And
that'd
like,
be nice, I guess.
there's a lot of little things like this that like I think it's just going to change. Like the quality of life is those updates are going to change after they fix out the big issues, which will be exciting when they kind of fine tune the game,
Yeah.
make it more playable. But
Yeah.
you can cover.
Um
I can cover the last one.
yeah, go for it.
Pretty simple. Did HRTF lower the volume or the ability to hear the footsteps? It seems far away steps are now harder to hear, but you can pinpoint them easier. This is a new audio system that they implemented last update, I believe. And it's just a different audio system that they're using to just easier to tell where enemies are. Their answer: HRTF does not affect. Oh my gosh, dude, what is that word?
Occlusion?
No.
Sorry.
The one before. Wow. I can't read, guys.
Attenuations.
Attenuations. Volume change over distance or occlusion. Filtering change based on objects between the emitter and the listener. Adjusting to HRTF does take time and practice. I haven't really noticed a huge difference with it. I know you've been using it, Coulter. Have you?
So here's my story on this HRTF deal. I I don't notice anything almost. Like it's there are times I guess where I kind of feel like it might be easier to hear someone as far as like if they're above me in a level or on the same level that I'm on. I do sometimes notice, okay, it was easier to hear that person. I was just watching these videos of like pro players and they were like you have to turn it on. You're an idiot if you don't. So that's just I just took that advice from like one or two pros. It's just their opinion. I don't know. I don't know enough about it to really I don't feel strongly one way or another. I just took their advice and ran with it. They said it's going to suck for like the first week that you're playing with it. And then after that, you're going to love it. So I turned it on. I like it. I can hear fine. It felt like I could hear fine before as well. I don't know. I have it on and I'm sticking to it. But yeah, that's kind of where I stand on that.
I think I just have to get used to it as well.
Do you have yours on as well?
Yeah, I do. I think it's just hard to notice any difference
Yeah.
between it. But
Yeah, me too. All right, dude. Do you have anything else? That looks like it's it as far as Ask
yeah,
Valorant here.
I think we're we're moving on to to your moment, man. This is all you right here.
This is kind of my episode, isn't it?
Yeah. Like Coulter and I were talking, it's kind of nice that Coulter switched agents, and like I switched agents, because
Yeah.
we get to know more. Like you don't really know an agent until you really play them like a lot.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
kind of weird because right after the Raze episode, I wanted to play Raze, and then playing Raze, like I have so many different things that I want to like put in that episode, to like share.
New things to talk about.
Yeah, I feel like I know a lot more. So I'm
Yeah.
kind of glad that you made a switch that you enjoyed.
Honestly, I'm glad that we both switched as well. It just gives us a better platform to speak on, like a broader horizon here.
And we've been wanting to get like good people on to interview and like to talk about agents with. It is a little bit hard to like kind of get that communication. We don't really have time to do it and to like kind of communicate. So that's why we're trying to cover agents that we play. So we kind of
Yeah.
get as much information. We don't want to cover Viper, who Coulter and I never have played once before. So I think we're gonna try our best to get more people on who know the agent more than us.
We should shoot for episode 30, man. That'd be cool to have a guest on episode 30. So I don't know if there's anyone listening that would be interested. I think we normally look for like a Immortal Plus player because that's usually above our demographic here on the FSG podcast. So, advice coming from someone we can trust is always nice. But yeah, that'd be cool I really want another guest on. I think they bring another just that other voice and that other opinion is awesome,
Yeah, and I think we could easily do it. We just haven't really put much effort in because we haven't had much time, and we've taken some big hits.
Yeah.
Due to being sick and getting always something new happening,
Getting rammed, yeah.
Well, yeah.
So guys, Yoru, I did some digging and I found out some interesting information here. Now this is according to DAC.gg. So take this information as you will. I just wanted to throw the source out there. I think they're actually fairly reliable, though, according to some of the research that I did on it. So we have 15 agents, right? And Yoru is one of them. And so the way this site works is every hour it'll update the statistics of each agent. So this is just the example of an hour today, the most recent hour that we're doing this podcast. And Yoru, and this is in ranked games, all ranked games. Yoru has a 2.6% pick rate. So this puts him in 12th. So out of 15 agent, he's in the 12th spot. So there are agents that get picked less than him. But we won't talk about them. As far as the win percentage, he's coming in at 45.5% win rate. Okay, now this puts him at 15 out of 15. So he has the lowest win percentage of all agents. His average score, he comes in 5th at 202. So this is average combat score. So I want to talk to Rogan about this data because it's super interesting to me. Coming in 5th on average score at 202. Like that's a pretty decent score. Coming in 5th, that's better than a lot of agents. First blood percentage, 10.2%, coming in at 5%, or coming in at 5th out of 15. Average damage coming in at 7th out of 15 at 130 average damage per round. His KD, 0.93, that's 12th. Now, what's interesting about this statistic is the top 4, as far as KD is concerned, are the other 4 duelists: Reyna, Jet, Raze, Phoenix. So he's coming in at 12th. So there's a huge gap there between him and the other duelist, which I think is interesting. And then his KDA is the lowest in the game as well at 15th. So Rogan, what I thought was interesting about this is, so obviously he's not getting picked whatsoever. Everyone kind of knew that. His win percentage is the lowest, but his average combat score is number 5. Like he's doing better than 10 other agents as far as score, but he's still losing. So I don't know what that really says. Like in the big scheme of things, it would feel like if you're getting a good score on average, then you would get a good win percentage, but that doesn't seem to be the case here.
Yeah, that's very interesting. It's weird why that would be. Because of how, like,
interesting?
Yeah. Especially because he is a duelist, like all the other ones who are on the top, and like they aren't really meant to be played with the team as much, they're meant to like just get like the first blood.
So that's another thing that hits hard is like every duelist is top 4 in KD except him, and he's 12th.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, dude, you have like everyone. Like the only people that are below him in KD are Sage, Breach, and Sky. I mean, Brimstone has a better KD and rank than he does. Cypher, Viper, Killjoy, Omen, Sova. Like that's a problem, especially considering he's supposed to be this duelist agent getting kills. It's kind of alarming that he's so low on the KD aspect, but just an interesting. I thought that data was something to chew on as we go into this little preference.
It might be a little hard also because he is such a new agent, and Brimstone has been out for a long time, and like no one does play YORU, so like they don't really know where, that if a lot of people played YORU, his combat score or KDA would be a lot higher.
That's an interesting insight. Yeah,
so take that. Maybe take that into account, but who knows if that'll change or not.
Maybe you have a lot of first-time YORU players that find themselves in these analytics.
Well, yeah, or like they just play YORU because like they feel like they don't want to play, say like Jet that time.
Yeah.
Uncompetitive, exactly. And they play it for one match and then they just don't do good.
they get rammed and then they move on.
Yeah, and then they never touch him again. Yeah. But like you're just gonna go hard in YORU, and eventually you'll be up with the boys. The only solid YORU out there.
That's a really good point. That could definitely skew the numbers a little bit.
Yeah. So did you want to kind of start? I can start with the abilities. I know everyone probably knows this. I can just run through them for the people who are half brain dead and with a double-digit IQ.
For the kids in the back, yeah.
for the peasant rats, Eric
On the short
Sullivan,
bus.
Magis Oregon, white male.
Filthy rat.
Filthy rat, yeah. So abilities, just he has his Q. It's his blind. 2 flashes. They activate after bouncing off the surface. In the last patch, the activation time was lessened, so they activate much quicker. Coulter, I want to hear your quick thoughts on this. Have you noticed it quite a bit?
Yeah.
Are
it's
they
a
much
really
more
big
effective?
difference. It's way better. Significantly better, yeah.
All
Definitely.
right. That's awesome. That's what I want to hear. Gate Crash is just a teleporter. Thrown once, and now it does refresh after 35 seconds. And Coulter found some great info. Right as you press a telly down, it starts counting down. I think we may have mentioned this last time, but that timer does count down right after he lays it down. And you were able to get like 3 teleporters out in one round, which is pretty substantial. And like that movement is insane.
Yeah. It's bizarre.
It's pretty cool. Fake out, footsteps, just make sounds. He has 2 charges of them. A lot of people, they activate them right away. They can also be placed down and then activated across the map. It's not used too much because everyone's kind of just taking sight, and then people can just see the footsteps anyways. Dimensional Drift, this is just his ultimate. Goes invulnerable, and he can now use Gate Crash while he's in his ultimate, kind of to throw some people off, which is pretty cool. And then there's a ring around him while he's in his ultimate where people can see you at. I would say if you're playing YORU, pay attention to this much more, because you can kind of like make sure you're running around people like that don't go in that circle. Because if they see you right there, then they're probably gonna be able to expect where you're gonna be going. And that covers it for his abilities. So you guys probably already know that. Just wanted to go for them. Coulter, do you want to dig into the meat here?
Dude, I
just
think
take a bite.
I think it's time to take a bite out of the steak, dude. I think we should start off with offense. Kind of divide it into offense and defense. I want to try and do a good job, so I'll try and be as detailed as I can here. So, offense. Let's get this party started. Playing YORU on offense can be like really tricky, and it leaves a lot to be desired considering that he's a duelist. And when you pick a duelist in the agent select, you kind of expect to be an entry fragger for the team. And what's even worse is you're expected by your teammates to be that entry fragger, to get onto site and be the distraction that your team needs for them to get on the site and start making trades. It's just that YORU sucks at this. YORU is not great at like getting on the site and creating a distraction for your team. He's actually super bad at it. So he doesn't play like a normal duelist. Like your Phoenix is up front, throwing flashes out. His flashes are quick. His gun is back up. He's ready to shoot again. YORU, it's a big animation of him pulling out his flash, then he throws it. Like it's not. They made it faster. It's still not fast. It's not fast enough. It's hard to entry with those flashes. So that kind of leaves you with trying to use the teleport in some creative way. And it's just hard to do. So his abilities just aren't tailored to be a good solo and like entering agent.
Yeah.
He needs to be supported on the way in, like much more than the other duelists in the game. So his flashes are trash when you compare them to the other flashes. I already mentioned that. His teleport is just too risky to use in such an offensive manner. And then his footsteps are they're really hard to find any value in this situation of like getting on the site. Like your footsteps aren't going to do a single thing for you. Like if you're trying to play him like a normal duelist, his footsteps are absolutely useless. Like, are you just going to send them onto site? Like they're trash, right? They're like, it's not great. So he just needs more teamwork to get onto site. Like it feels like when you're playing YORU, just every single time that you try to go offensive with him, with his abilities, you're just playing such a risk. Like it's just such a risky move no matter what way you play it. Like You don't know what's on the other side of your teleport. Did you did your flash land on the opponent that you think it did? Like who knows? Like we said before, maybe it hit a little nick in the wall and it went somewhere totally different that you're not expecting. And then another thing is like, did they actually believe those fake footsteps? Like, say you actually use the footsteps, it's still a question of whether or not the opponent believes that to be true.
Yeah.
So it's like in all three scenarios, you're not sure. Like you're not positive what's going on. Like it's not like a sky flash, you get the audio cue, okay, they're flashed. Like there's just nothing like that with him, or it's not like Jet throw a smoke on sight, dash into it, okay, they can't see me. Like there's just nothing that he has that is a for sure thing. And I think that's what makes him hard to play on offense is just finding those situations to really take advantage of his abilities. Um, so with all of that said, I think on the offensive side, you can play him aggressively. You just need to almost be more like in the middle of the pack rather than leading the charge up front. And oftentimes you're going to want to play a double duelist so you still have that raise that's double satcheling on the site or that jet that's dashing in, and then you're going to be next in line, and you can have the opportunity then to send that teleport into an unassuming area that the enemy is not going to be expecting, and then you can play a really strong post plant from that situation. Like a good example of this is, say we're playing icebox on A, Rogan will double satchel in as the raise. I'm not sending my teleport. Like Rogan sees it all the time. I send my teleport onto a site, even with flash, multiple flashes. I teleport in and I get instantly tapped.
Yeah.
Someone is camping that teleport. So it's like no matter really what you do, it's just not a great play. It's too uncertain. So what Rogan and I do, he'll take the initial entry. I'll be more in the middle of the pack, maybe right behind Rogan. We'll trade together. If we take one or two out, I'm immediately dashing towards mid. I'm running with my knife out and I'll throw my teleport all the way into their spawn. And this sets us up where now I helped on the initial entry by being a gun on the site. And now I can teleport into their spawn. No one will see me make that move. And now I can start to pick off the people that are rotating.
Yeah.
So that's just like one example of like the difference in duelists that there are in this game, and Yoru just does not fall. Me and Rogan kind of talked about this a little bit before. Like he just doesn't fall into that normal duelist role. And then when your team expects you to be the entry fragger, it's really hard to control that scenario. Do you have anything to add here before I go on? Do you have thoughts that are popping out?
That was very well said. Coulter, like you nailed it. It's weird because like Yoru is not. He shouldn't be played like a duelist, like Jet. He's not like that great entry fragger. He definitely is more of a middleman, I would say as well. And when like we're playing together, it does help a lot. Like when I'm peeking out first, and then even like right when I peek, you telly like far out, and you get even a wider angle on this guy. He's distracted on me, and then you can take that shot.
Yeah.
Same. It's kind of similar, not in the same way at all. But when I used to play Omen, I ulted his ult. You know, you can ult anywhere. And it was the same thing. Like we were attacking on Icebox on A, and Brim on our team, he ulted on site, and then everyone was pushing in. We had Jet dashing in, and then I ulted back site, and literally not a single person really expected it. And they were actually like decent players. I'm surprised they didn't notice, but no one really thought that I would ult there. And then I was able to get a huge flank on them and get 3 kills because I was in that weird spot. So like same thing goes with Yoru. Like you can't take that risk on that telly unless like you know that like your team has like the kind of like the enemy's attention, and that you're kind of going in at the same time. And that's really big. And like we were both talking, like his role should almost be more of like maybe an initiator or like a controller or a sentinel even. You know, like he's not really meant to be played as that duelist.
I know. Yeah. That's literally that's been my takeaway over the last, I don't know, 3 months, whatever I've been playing Yoru only. His role is just not a duelist. It's really not like not a conventional duelist anyway. Not in what your team is expecting you to do.
Yeah.
Like that's what I played a ranked game with a group of guys. They were actually super nice. We had a Reina on our team, and then there was me. And the Reina didn't like to entry, so that position was mine. And we were getting our cheeks absolutely rammed because I was entering, and then Reina was coming after me. Same type of deal. We ended up like switching, like I don't know, 6 7 rounds in, where Reina would take point and then I would be the next person through. And it made a huge difference. Like Reina's blind comes through. That gives me the freedom to throw a teleport that is going to be effective later on. I can let that sit and then
Yeah.
like get myself in a spot where I can clear the angle, like it, so someone's not just holding and camping down my teleport. Like that's what's rough. So can you telly to entry? You totally can. You just need your team to be on the same page and you need to like communicate your intentions. Say like, guys, I'm going to teleport on the site this round. I'm going to be really aggressive with the teleport. That way your team can you can be provided with extra support via flashes, smokes, etc. So that sets you up to do big damage from behind, which is why you're using the teleport to begin with. It's just you can't do it alone. And I think
Yeah.
that's kind of the takeaway. Like in any scenario, even if you do catch them off guard, there's going to be more than one enemy that can just snap right to you. Like most often, I've teleported a lot into the back of the site. And it's like, even when they're not expecting it, unless your team is on the same page, it never ends well.
And that's the thing. It's just a one tap kill, you know? Like you can tap on somebody's head so easily. I mean,
Yeah,
if like it was
I
a
know.
harder time to kill, then it would make more sense to, you know, telly right in front of somebody and create some confusion, but that's just not the case.
Yeah.
And
So
like
really,
take out his flashes, his duelist role is completely gone. There's no thing
there's
there,
nothing
you know?
left.
He's better to be a controller there. You know, give him more teleports and he's a straight controller right there.
Yeah. Or give them like a smoke. Like I
Yeah, a
agree with
smoke or
you.
something.
Like take away the flashes. They're not good. I don't know what the answer, like even if they just keep shortening the time that it takes to equip or to initiate whatever. I don't care. They're not going to be a Phoenix Flash. So if you're looking for an agent to flash you in, he'll never be that agent.
Yeah.
So already Phoenix is a better pick than he is. Like immediately just off of flashes because that's really all you're getting out of him. And then apart from that, he's just decent at 1v1s. Like you can get away with some things in a 1v1 scenario. And again, I don't want to just be trashing on Yoru. He does have value. It's just the situations that he's valuable are just so niche.
Uh-huh.
Like they're so rare that you come across where you're like, man, I was glad I was Yoru right there, or else, that would have been bad. Like that's such a rare like case, right? Like there's so many times in a game where you're like, man, if I wasn't Jet, I would have been dead right there. If I couldn't dash, like that ability is so big. Like, what is that for Yoru? The teleport isn't big enough. It doesn't have that effect of like, man, that was just a huge play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The
Big
cooldown
thing
is a lot better.
Yeah, the cooldown. Sorry to interrupt you, but one big statistic I was looking at, I think it was a VCT Masters or something, but Yoru on defense, the win ratio on defending rounds was exponentially higher than any other agent. Only on defending, and then on attacking, it was like 14%. And defending was like 84%. It was a range from like 14% to 84%. That's how imbalanced that is. Everyone else was like, it's a percentage range was like 40 to 60%.
Yeah.
But Yoru was so like wide, and they were saying like on defending rounds, he's way better because of that instant rotate.
Yeah.
And Coulter, you nailed it on the spot, man. When like you were like switched to Yoru, and you were just like talking to me about him. Like his ability to just rotate instantly and be on like, you have 4 people on site now rather than 3, or 3 rather than
Yeah.
2. It's insane, that ability. No one else has that. And that makes him stand out a ton.
Yeah.
And I think offense and being aggressive, that's where that teleport really screws him over because he can't use it.
He's just not good on offense.
Well, yeah, and like you're only like they're saying his teleport is great for rotating. Like that's not a duelist role, Like that's just you're throwing it just to move. That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, like his abilities are trash. There's just no like debate. The only time they find value is on defense. And again, like I understand that there's going to be scenarios on offense that you really pull it off. Like
and if you're really oriented team too.
Yeah, like if you have great communication, like something that you never are going to see in ranked, then great. I'm sure he can be absolute clapper. But I feel like the state of the game right now, the ranked games that you're going to be getting into, if you want to play a duelist and your team is expecting you to be a duelist, he's like the worst pick that you can possibly choose. And even in the voice of pros, he's by far, the most underwhelming agent when it comes to abilities. It's just not there. So I think that overall on offense, you have to stop putting pressure on your Yoru to be the entry fragger. I think that needs to be just widely known and accepted that he's not going to fill that role. So get another duelist on the team. Like anytime you see a Yoru pop up in your queue, play another duelist. Like don't just bank on him to do it because he honestly probably shouldn't be. Like he's a defensive player. So that kind of segues into defense. Did you have anything you wanted to add as far as the offensive side goes?
Yeah, not too much. So I did kind of skip I did kind of go to defense and skipped offense a little bit there. I just wanted to mention that his rotation ability, but yeah, I don't think he fills his role, and I think he definitely has a place for filling other roles, and he shouldn't be that entry fragger because he's not good at it. And we have 4 other duelists that are better than him, so obviously like those are gonna go. You'll only have 1 or 2 duelists on a team, so it's like where is he being played, in what scenario?
Yeah. Exactly.
Like maybe add another teleporter so he can teleport 3 points on the map and then get rid of his flashes or something. Or just change his abilities. Like it would be actually very interesting if Riot did that. Like just completely change his role in the game. I don't know if they'll do that at all, but it's just a thought.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just it's really hard. It's hard for me to even explain it very well. Like so on attack, you can find your value in footsteps is going to be a lot of times I'll set them up pre-round while the buy barriers are still up. You can set down some footsteps, and then if you go to B side, set some footsteps down, and then you go A. So when the round starts, you can send both of your footsteps B. Maybe you'll trick a player you might trick their B players for 4 seconds.
Yeah.
like that is literally where that ability stands. Or on ascent, throw them down catwalk and then you go B. I don't know. It's super hard to find value on offense with the footsteps. And so I just don't know how great of an ability that is. On bind, it's a little bit of a different story because you can use those, the teleporters on the map to kind of deceive your enemies with the footsteps. I don't want to get hung up on the footsteps. I just don't feel like they really contribute to a role that would be suited for a duelist. Like they are good in 1v1s. Again, though, you're just taking that risk on, hey, that player is going to believe these footsteps, and you're just kind of banking on that, and then you swing it anyway. So I don't know. the footsteps seem just kind of not great to me. That's just my opinion. I think I'm just trying to think of anything else on offense like that I can think of. I think it's just trying to what you can do as well is send your teleporter. If your team is saying, "Hey, we're going to push A hard, hard and fast," send your teleport on the A side, what in the buy phase. As the barriers drop, you might be on C on Haven and you can take a few shots at the C player and kind of cause a distraction and then boom, you can teleport, you're back with your team on A. And so there is some value in that. It's just if you get picked, like you don't have anyone to follow up on like to trade you out. So you're kind of taking a risk. Like you're just gonna assume that you're gonna win that battle or not die. But like it's not really a smart play because you would rather have someone there to back you up. And so that doesn't really work in my opinion. I mean, you
Yeah.
can show some presence somewhere on the map and then go and be with your team in that 5-man push. Um, so that is offense for me. He's not good at it. And just don't expect your Yoru to fill that role because it's just too hard for them to do.
Yeah.
So that kind of takes us to defense. Do you have any other thoughts on that? On offense?
No, not much. B Curran's 006. He almost seems more like an Omen in a lot of ways than a true duelist. That's very true, man. And also, thank you for the follow. We really appreciate it. You also, you know the ways of a peasant. You know how a peasant should act. You know your role. We appreciate that.
Did he just follow?
He followed. He was the most recent peasant.
Dude, let's go.
He joined our royal family. Round of applause.
Let's go.
B Curran's 006. Yeah, no more thoughts for me. You did very well on offense. You summed it up.
So that takes us into defense. And like you, I agree. He seems to find a lot more value on defense. And again, this is kind of unique for a duelist role. It's not what you want to see, right? You'd rather him be savage on offense and then not great on defense. It turns out to be the opposite for Yoru. So that is interesting. And like Rogan said, I kind of had this rotate idea in my head from like literally game number 3. He's so good. You can stack a site and then still support your site that is not supported. Like it doesn't matter the map. You can play defense, you can 4 stack on B and have your teleport on A. If they hit B, they're going to be met with, they're not going to think that there's going to be 4 of you there because that's unusual. And if they do decide to go A, it's like, oh, shoot, there's 4 of us here. Boom. You're supporting your other player on A enough for your team to rotate over. So that is where his value comes in on defense 1000%. Like that is the play with Yoru on defense. You send your teleport to the other side. And with that 35-second cooldown, this is like a free teleport that you'll have. Because like Rogan said, as soon as those barriers drop, your 35-second timer is starting to tick down. So by the time that they're actually hitting the site, your other teleport is already ready to run. And so what me and Rogan have experienced is like, I'll send my teleport to the A site in the buy phase. The walls drop. That timer starts to count down. Let's say they send 2 players B, like they're kind of playing default. Rogan and I will get a pick on B. Like it looks like they're going to hit that site. I can teleport to A if they're playing a default because they might be getting some pressure A as well. And if I get a pick there, my teleport is already on its way back to B. And if my team over rotates, I can be back in B to like help support that. Like if their team rotates to A and then back to B, it's like you're always there.
Yeah.
And that's what's so brutal. That's what's so hard to deal with if you're going against a Yoru. And not many people play him defensively like that. I've noticed for myself at least. Like I go against Yorus and they don't really know how to use their teleport on defense. Guys, that is the play. You send it, you're just using it to rotate. It's super lame. And I wish that there was something else you could do, but like that is the best call.
You do that or you just take a gamble. And that gamble is probably not going to work. unless you're
Yeah.
playing against people who don't really know what they're doing.
And it's if you're going against any players like in that platinum level, your teleport never fools them. Like ever, 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 ever. So if you're a Yoru in iron or bronze and you're saying, Coulter, you don't know what you're talking about. I use my teleport aggressively all the time and get 6 kills. Like it's just a different ball game as you climb the ranks. And I'm sure I don't even know what I'm talking about because the immortal players are probably sitting there saying like, dude, you can't use it at all aggressively. Like, in my level, I can still sometimes get away with it. Like there's that 1 in 9 chance that I can actually make something happen.
Yeah.
But like as the skill gets higher, like you just can't get away with it.
Yep.
They just punish you hard. And so he really just comes in on defense. Like I don't even have notes written down on defense because it's just like that is what you do. There is only one way to play him on defense, in my opinion. He's not good at lurking. I remember when they came out and they were like, "Oh, he's going to be this lurking agent." Like, dude, give me a break. He's not good at lurking. Like comparative to other agents, he's not any worse or better. Like it's like he's fine, I guess, but his teleport is not fast enough to get him out of bad situations. So I would way rather lurk with Jet or another agent that like has an escape.
And that's what I was gonna say is like it does not compete with Jet's dash in any way. There's no world
It's
for
not
it.
even close.
No. You either make it like instantaneous and then it might, have the ability to be on par with Jet. Which I mean they even could do because I mean maybe like make it instant and see how that works. You don't want people just pretty much disappearing in front of you. That would be pretty annoying, but who knows, that might be the buff that would put him back into competitive play.
Yeah. Lingo has a good he made a good point here in the comments on Twitch here. I think he fills the duelist role in his own way. I think that rather than getting frags, the duelist ultimate role is to make plays and create space. Even if Yoru is not the first on site, he can fill that role as a duelist, whereas a controller is meant to control space and a sentinel is to defend space. So I agree with this, Lingo. It's just the problem is your team is expecting you to be the first on site. So you have to communicate that that's not going to be the situation for that match because there's been too many games where I've had my team yelling at me to make a play to get on site and I just send my teleport in only to get my cheeks absolutely just ripped out of my back. I mean just absolutely clapped and it's just never like been beneficial at all. They're like, "Yo, Yoru, you got to get in there." And it's like, "What do you want me to do? I have no abilities to support that. You want me to throw my footsteps in there and maybe they'll get confused?" Like, give me a break, dude. These guys know what's going on.
Well, yeah, and also like, okay, yeah, you send your teleport right into sight and you teleport, like it distracts the enemy. And like, okay, like your death helped your whole team to get onto site and get a pick. That would be great. Like Coulter, you do that every time because you're getting us on site. That's just not the case because you can destroy the tele. You can tap Yoru or whenever Coulter teleports, and it's just not a problem. It's like
Yeah.
Ray's double satcheling or Jet dashing in. Like if she does die, she's getting her whole team on site, and that's way more beneficial than anyone could be.
And yeah, Ray's doesn't have an alarm going off of like where she's going.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
It's like Yoru is like a beacon, dude.
Yeah.
It's like a beacon moving through the site. And it's like, oh man, I wonder where he's gonna pop up. And then you hit it. Your team doesn't flash for you. Heaven forbid your team helps you out. You just flash in. Did they throw a smoke on you? Of course not. You're just coming in raw. You're coming in raw in the middle of sight and just getting rammed. So it's weird because you just have to play him differently. And I feel like that is the point that I'm trying to drive home here. And I feel like maybe I'm just beating a dead horse where I think he can separate himself from other agents is on defense or offensively in that same manner of his instant rotates. No agent in the game can do that. And I think that he finds value with the operator in this way. If his teleport was a little bit faster, where you can maybe get out of danger if you miss an op shot, he would be insane on the operator.
Yeah.
He would be absolutely mad. So that might be about a broken mechanic. So I'm not sure if that's really the answer. It's just you can be like, so when you buy the op and you're like, man, I wonder what site they're gonna go because you want to be on the site that they hit with the operator, right? Because you're getting those first peaks. He can always be that player. Like it's like have your team communicate to you, man, I hear some B. Boom, you teleport over, you have the op ready, you're sending your teleport already back to A. So if they switch it up on you, you can be on both sides with the op, and that is huge. It's just if you miss, you're screwed,
Yeah.
right? It's just like using Sage with the op or name an agent, right? So and that's obviously I just don't know if they made that teleport fast enough where, hey, I missed my shot. Boom, you can teleport out. That might be a little broken for the operator. I feel like maybe that's what they're thinking. I don't know because he does have value with the op because he can always be there.
That's very true.
Lingo, what does he say? Yeah, I think as Yoru becomes more the norm, teams will grow brains around his kit. I think people just need to adapt to his kit. I agree. I think you're right. Um, and then B Kearns 006. Maybe you already covered this, but thoughts on Yoru as a spike carrier, then if he isn't or if he isn't a good entry fragger. I think he can be a decent spike carrier. Um I actually was playing a ranked game last night where they gave me the spike almost every time. And how that would go down is we were playing on this will just give you guys a good example. We were playing on Haven and we were playing on A. Like we were gonna hit A. So I would take the bomb and I would set my teleport in our spawn. I was the bomb carrier. I would go. Our team had great communication, by the way. Our team would rush A. I would get the plant down and I would make sure that the enemy knew that I was on site, whether that's throwing flashes, make it obvious that you're on site, and then you can teleport back into your spawn. And the interesting thing about Yoru, and I'm glad I just remembered this, the more information that the enemy has about your position, the more valuable it is for you.
Yeah.
And that is very contrary to every other agent like in the game, like there's times that I'll purposely reveal my location just so I can confuse them when I'm not there. Like they think I'm there. I
Hmm.
want to give them that information that, hey, I'm behind this box, even if that means like jiggle peeking without the intention to even take a shot, just to let them know that, hey, I'm still behind this box. Then I'll telly, and that bought me a little bit of time or it gave me an angle that they're not expecting. So that is actually a super big point. You can use the information that the enemy has against them, which is super unique to Yoru. Um, his ultimate, I'm glad that they made it so you can use gate crash while you're in the ultimate. Because guys, I don't know about you, his ultimate is not great. I don't care what you say. When are you making sick plays with his ultimate? Like you want to compare Yoru's ultimate to Ray's? Like don't even try it. And you can't compare them. Like his ultimate is just awful as a duelist unless you're using it in a very niche situation. Like one good play that you can do is getting the bomb out of bad spots. And that is where I found a lot of value out of his ultimate. Again, it's a super weird situation that you barely find yourselves in. But, there's been times that I'll send my teleport onto a site and then say it's Haven, the bomb is in garage. I'll go through window, I'll pop my ultimate, I'll run into garage, grab the spike, and fake it out like I'm running to the C site. I can hear them chasing me behind me, and then boom, I teleport to A and I get the plant down. So that's like a really big like, there's no one else that can do that. But it's like, how often are you in that situation where like you need to go extract the bomb and then like juke them out? It's
Yeah.
just rare. It's just not something that it's like, hey, I have my ultimate this round. I can bring a ton of value to my team. It's like Like maybe not. Yeah, like it just depends on how the round goes. It's just super situational.
Yeah, that's very well said, man. I think it does vary a lot between the skill levels, especially with YORU. And like pro play, they might use his ultimate way more. They might think his ultimate is really good. I'm just
They
saying,
just
like,
don't even play him.
yeah, they don't even play him. And then, you know, like Coulter said, low elo, like you can probably teleport on a site. So it is, don't take it too like seriously, as in like you can't do this specific thing. But for the lower, like, or like for the higher levels, it's really hard to use his abilities effectively as a duelist. That's kind of like the summary that I am getting from you. That like it's like consistent. Like you can't play him as his role right now.
You just
and like
can't bank on it.
and as a spike carrier, I think like that could be a great role for him. And being like able to like for him to get spike down and then back off instantly, like back out onto a place where he can defend, you know, like split, you know, you plant 4 garage on B and then he can teleport all the way to garage without being, you know, worried that he's going to be killed from heaven when he's running across. So being able to get out of those situations is pretty cool. And I like you said, like it's just niche situations. Like if for almost every single ability, like footsteps, you don't know if they're going to work. You don't know if, but they might work, and that's going to be huge. But
it's just it's just a gamble. Like no matter, like I know I've been ranting for a while. It's just a gamble. Like you send your teleport into a place where you're pretty positive there's no one there, and they just happen to rotate through your spawn. Like they just happen to do it. And you have a gold 1 brimstone squatting down right next to your teleport, just waiting for you
just
to TP,
teabagging you as he as he knifes you.
Like they just happen to go through spawn. Like there's no reason, they just did it. And you planted the spike. You're running your play, and it's like, who would have known that there was 3 people camped right there?
Yep.
Like it's just you're going into the unknown every time, and like you said, with his footsteps, you're never sure.
Yeah.
So it's like doesn't give too much value unless you just get lucky. You know, it's like rolling the dice on that. I do think that he has value, and I do think he has value somewhat as a lurking agent. Just because he can send his teleport with the team and then lurk from there, and I realize that there's some value that I'm not giving him credit for in that aspect, and I want to get better at it. It's just as you are lurking, you have no escape.
Yeah.
Like with the time to kill, if they shoot you once, you can't move. Like there's just no way to get out of it.
Nope.
So unless your timing is just great and you have a really good read, or you know how they play really well, and you can put yourself in positions to maybe get a kill early on in kind of a lurky position and then teleport back with your team and support there. I don't know. Like you guys are just gonna have to try it. Like it's just not easy to do that with him. And I think if you play him consistently, you'll find that out. like I've tried a lot of things, and there's only a few things that work, and you just have to stick to it and like get good at those things that work.
Uh-huh.
And that's just often it's just rotating.
Yeah. Yep.
So sorry if that was like super negative. I love the agent. I want to make that crystal clear. Like I have no plans on giving up on Yoru or anything of the sort. I just think they need to either change the way he plays, or they need to change his abilities. Because I'm tired of people thinking that I'm going to be the entry fragger, and I literally just have nothing to do that.
Yeah.
Like that's where I'm at with him. So, do you have any thoughts? Any closing thoughts here? I mean, I don't know how much more I feel like I'm just slamming him into the ground. I don't know.
Yeah. Dude, you ranted enough. You just need to be quiet from now on.
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling.
No, dude, you did really good. I don't really have much to add because it's weird because like as like we were doing notes, I don't really play against YORU that much, and I don't play him. So it's like, when do I really know how to combat him or how to like counter him? It's kind of weird because I just
easy
don't.
to counter.
Yeah, I know.
There's nothing to know.
And that's the thing. It's like, it's weird because I just don't really notice that. I don't really like think about it because I don't really need to. So I like Coulter, you play him and I think you know more than a lot of people how he should be played and how he should be changed. And I think you covered it really well.
Okay. Awesome. Hopefully I brought some value. Like, I don't even know if there's a listener that, like, right, odds are there's a 2.6% chance that you're picking Yoru at all, and even a lower chance, even a lower percentage that you main this agent. So it's rare that you're even gonna give a rip about this episode. It's just, this is for that 1% of Yoru mains. Hopefully, if maybe these were some thoughts that you've never thought of. Like, that's all I'm shooting for at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think like we're just trying to cover pretty much everything in Valorant, and we'll continue to do so, even if it's 1% of the people who do enjoy that episode.
Any 1%ers in the chat?
Yeah. Do you have anything else to add, man? I think that kind of covered it for like our plan.
I think that kind of fulfills the plan. Yeah, I remember you talking. You didn't want to drag things on this evening. So,
well, I think when we drag things on, it gets a little weird.
yeah, we start getting weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that. I mean, I'm sure when I end this episode, I'm gonna be like, man, I should have said these 6 other things about Yoru. But it's like, I think maybe I planted my basic thoughts on the agent. And I think changes are gonna be coming. I really do believe that. So, yeah, I feel decently satisfied.
All right, guys. You have been listening to the Flow State Gaming Podcast, episode 24, where we talked about Yoru, the agent that's never played. I'm Rogan Prescott. Joining me today is C Doggy Coulter Fair with the infamous lip bite that he always offers on Flow_State_Gaming that you should all follow today. Have a good one, peasants, and just remember your place, know your kings. We will see you next Tuesday. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, I'm glad you added that in there. I was worried.
Did you think I was not?
Well,
hey, what's up, chat? What's
Beat
up,
Kearns
boys?
006. Thanks, man. Thanks again.
Thanks for being here.
Oh, when the chat comes alive. This is the time.
What, Lingo? What? What? You sent me some stuff on Discord.
Coulter,
okay.
Why do you never check Discord?
Because
You're garbage.
I don't have time.
You're trash.
I'll check it for
you. You have
for
time.
Lingo. There's this guy you need to watch. Okay. Lingo, let's see.
Radiant Yoru only? Oh. This is big. We need to have him
nice. on. Awesome, dude. I will watch that. And I look forward to it. Dude, like I've really given Yoru a great shot. Like, and I'm continuing to do so. And so like I feel content,
Yeah.
I'm really like, I didn't just play him for 5 days and then say he was trash. Like, that's not the situation.
I think I think in the end he has his place. I think he'll eventually it'll eventually grow and just kind of mature,
I think so too. It's just,
well, dude, it's like the same thing with Sky and whatnot. Like, Sky has a lot of work to do. Like, her ult is literally nothing. There's just a lot of things.
Yeah.
A lot of things wrong.
Yeah. Dude, she doesn't get played much either.
Who doesn't?
Sky.
No, she doesn't get played at all. Oh, wow. I think B. Kearns left before we said thank you. It's unfortunate.
No, I said thanks to him in chat.
Oh.
Because I'm not.
No. I think he like.
Peasant.
I think he left after. Yeah. Never mind.
Okay.
Are you uploading it?
Yoru. Yeah, it's exporting right now.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
What? Is he on crack?
He's cracked. Dude, Yoru, what did I say? He has like a 45% win rate. Is that what I said?
Yeah.
Dude, my win rate in competitive is 45.2.
Wow.
What did I say his win rate is? 45.5. Dude, that so I mean that site is pretty accurate.
Mm-hmm. Very.
Dude, I have a substantially lower KD than I did with Jet, dude. Substantially, dude. That's actually wild. 0.83 with Yoru and 1.02 with Jet.
0.83. That's like the same KD that you said in the competitive that he had.
His
Pretty
KD
sure.
0.93.
0.93.
Like, it's just really unfortunate. Yeah, lineups for his flashes. But like Lingo, my argument to that is like, why do you need lineups for like the duelist flash? Like, don't I want to use those kind of like in an on the fly fashion? Like, I think I just need to like twist my mindset on just Yoru in general. Like, I play him like almost like a phoenix, right? Like, I'm just moving in, I'm flashing, and then like sometimes those flashes are just random. But like obviously, if there's a radiant Yoru only, like he's found a way to really like
Yeah.
bring value, and like and I'm not in any way trying to undermine that fact. Like I truly believe that there's value in Yoru, and that's why I've been trying to push so hard to find it. I just like it's just a weird, like it's just a weird.
That's the same thing I mentioned to Coulter a while ago, is getting lineups, but Coulter is right. He's, he is on the fly. He's supposed to
Well,
be a
he's
duelist. You're not like going to be like Sova, waiting to
well, am I
lining
just
up your
lining up a flash?
crosshair to the
Like,
tip of a cloud.
dude, like it's just like that's just savage, dude. Like
That
I
might be the case, though,
understand that, like I know, but like then you'll catch me playing Breach. I'll play Sky if that's the case.
Well, yeah.
Like, why would I play Yoru if that's the situation?
Yeah,
Like,
when Sky doesn't even need lineups.
just fly the bird over, you know?
I think you do need to change your mindset a little bit. Is just getting like, you don't even really need a lineup. Just like flashing this surface is gonna hit all of sight or something like that. Like, because it doesn't really need to be a lineup. It just needs to like hit a
Makes
surface
sense.
and like you need to like know what surfaces work better, know what flashes work. Because your flashes, Coulter, I'm not like slamming you, but like they sometimes blind
gosh.
for
Well, of course they
us.
do.
And
Of
they're
course
like
they
on
do.
the ground that they aren't flashing a single thing. Don't get mad at me,
Well,
Coulter. I know
his
I'm
flashes
trash too,
just
but
suck. His flashes suck.
well, because when you're
Like, give
flashing
me a
your
better
team,
flash.
when you're flashing your
Well,
team,
give me a flash that is easier to use.
do you guys
I'm
like this
supposed to-
skin on the stream? Just a opinion. I'm wondering what you guys think. Kind of hard to see,
So,
but these are the new skins. Do you kind of agree with us, man? How they're just like similar to like the Nebula and stuff?
let's see.
I don't think they don't look bad. It's just not something I'd ever buy because they're just they're just not my style. Like if they're $500, then yeah, your 500 like credits. Yeah, just repetitive, man. They're just blood sucking the money out of us. Yeah, dude, that's the finishers, man. That's what we need. The new Cyberpunk finishers. Oh, that's a sick one. I like that whole set actually. It's kind of growing on me. Did you upload it, Coulter?
2
Boys,
minutes
look
left.
at dude. I was gonna mention this on the podcast. See the shirt, Coulter? It's my embroidered shirt
Oh my gosh, dude.
that I did with my girlfriend.
I remember you doing that.
I know. It looks trash, but I'm just saying, dude, the Flow State Gaming merch would actually look really sick. Gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Coulter and I both talked about it. Like, don't say Flow State Gaming because like no one wants to have a shirt that says gaming on it anywhere, you know? In no world you would want to wear that in public.
They don't want to be embarrassed.
But dude, you could have some sick designs.
Yeah, you
You
could.
make me want to give you $300. You do not want to make this because I guarantee you if I wash it once, this thing's going to be gone.
Oh my goodness.
Dude, the stitching on this is like max scum level. All right, get this image out of here.
Hey, Lingo, thank you for rating us.
That was huge.
Thanks for bringing in your sheep, dude.
I don't know why, but why can't we get 2 follows? That's all I want. 2 little measly kids.
That is wild, dude.
It's so sad. Like we're at like just like I just want to hit that breaking point and I'll be happy.
Yeah. Yep. I know. That would be huge for us.
Are you gonna run a match, Coulter?
Yes.
You wanting to de-rank with me? Or what are we talking?
Gosh.
Yeah, dude, we've met all of the requirements. All we need is 2 follows and that's it. And then we've reached it.
AJ, this is why you're a squire, dude.
Boys, we just need clips. That's all we need. We need little clips that we can just post to like TikTok or whatever. But Coulter and I don't know why we don't do that. It's sad.
I know.
Dude, Lingo, you didn't make a TikTok. There's no way you did that for us.
No,
There's
you didn't.
no way.
No, you didn't.
No, there's no way. I don't believe it. That's way too much. What? You followed us, dude?
Oh my gosh.
Is it? Which one is
I think
it?
it was cracked.
Oh, I know who it is. Elo Merchant? Yeah. Oh, dude, I got you. I haven't been on the TikTok in a long time.
Dude.
What?
I'm uploaded, by the way. I just asked if we are holding through the night on stock twits,
Yeah.
and I got ravaged.
Why did you even
Dude,
ask that?
17 messages already, dude.
What?
In less than a minute. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Are they just death threats? All of them?
Dude, this guy is like, he's like, we hold through life, bro. We always hold. We hold for years. I've been holding for 5 years. You will be fine for one night. What the heck? Boys,
Well-
I gotta go wee wee. I gotta go number 1.
Here we go, wee wee.
Yeah. I will BRB, as they say. I will see you soon.
Good luck.
Bye. Board. Recording.
Shoot. That's not what I wanted. It's a good idea, man. I'm hard stuck too. Are you gonna make this your main if it goes higher than yours? Because what are you gonna do with your skins if that happens? 'Cause that's gonna suck. That's kind of what's holding me back. Yeah, you just kind of want to. All right. How's life going, boys? Is it going all right? Or does it suck still? I know, dude. The skins. Ugh. I understand you, Lingo Man. Playing with Coulter, like, I know we're not that big of a gap, but like, we literally played with a Killjoy who like did not know how to did not know WASD, like did not know how to move in any way. Like brain dead. It was insane. AJ's are finals holding you back from Valorant, man? Oh, by the way, I finished Hunter x Hunter, boys. I finished Hunter x Hunter. And I finished Dragon Slayer. Let's go AJ. Val first. Dude, Dragon Slayer done. Okay, actually I didn't finish Hunter x Hunter, sorry. I finished it on Netflix and then I'm almost done with like the Ant arc. But I'm deciding my next one for after these. I don't know which one I'm going to start on. But we'll see. Yeah, dude, gold lobbies. It's like weird because, you know, you queue with people who've just been stuck there forever and it's just like, what the heck, you know? That'd be a good TikTok idea. It's weird because the Valorant TikToks, they kind of pop off sometimes.
What are we talking about here?
Lingo's making an alt account.
For Valorant?
Yeah, he wants to play with people more as Elo. He doesn't want to play with those gnarly gold peasants. It would be a good test though to see like what you actually rank into. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of fun.
I'm gonna jump into a match here.
Yeah. Oh, Craxel's back. Hey man.
Good to see you, Craxel. I never talked to you in person, I don't think.
Craxel?
Yeah.
Dude, he's the immortal savage that we did customs with. Oh, you never was on his team? Never had a one-on-one?
Wait,
king to peasant one-on-one?
Wait.
Dude, imagine if like a peasant just does you wrong, you just throw him in the Discord, just you and him, and you just start going ham.
What the heck? Is he best bottom frag?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. How did you not know that?
I thought his name would be Craxel in game.
Coulter.
No, he spread my cheeks wide open, dude.
Well,
he tore me a new one.
Dude, I didn't think he could spread them that much. But he showed us some new moves for sure.
Mm-hmm.
He was insane, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, a torture chamber voice channel. You just see Astro and then whoever else.
Oh my
dude.
gosh.
You just like you join, you just hear whips and then just Lingo's just like screaming.
What the heck, dude?
Oh.
Yeah, dude, cracks. Wow. Are you wanting to play a match or no?
Yeah, let's do it right now. I'm in.
All right, boys. I'm gonna hop off of the stream.
Oh, give me a second. Give me a second. Dude, eventually we'll actually have that though.
The torture chamber.
Yeah, for sure. That's a must.
Yeah.
yeah. You get us 2 more follows. We're making that voice channel. And then like dedicated time, 15 minutes of just straight torture on Coulter's Friday. Oh, nice, Craxel. Sorry about that, man. Hope things work out. You're kind of right on the verge of you're up there, so
Craxel,
I don't think you'll lose your skill.
Do you have any ambitions of like going pro or anything, or is that just out of your mind?
FSG, the FSG org is looking for candidates.
Yeah, we're kind of looking for a duelist role. It's the only spot left on our team.
What do we have? Who's on our team, Coulter? Eric?
That was a joke. That was a joke, obviously.
I know it was.
Oh.
Not that dumb.
Yeah, Lingo can coach. That'd be nice. Dude. No, you're not.
Stop it. Hire me as a coach, dude.
You're not.
I will literally coach you. Lingo, stop. Cut it out, dude. I'll coach you for free.
What the heck are you doing, Lingo?
Dude, I did not flake on you, Lingo. I was at the beach, doggy. And yesterday I got mad sick. And then a filling fell out on my tooth.
Get wrecked.
Dude, I've been getting hammered.
Wrecked. Hey, Rogan, maybe don't go to Mexico for your fillings, right?
I didn't go to Mexico. I went to Yakima, Washington. My gosh. I had to get it filled today. My whole left, my cheek was just swollen. Lingo. Don't do this to me. You're hurting me. I will coach you. I will coach you tonight. Well, you're going to be sleeping probably. Give me a time and place right now. Right now, and I will be there. Has to be after 5, not on Wednesday. Any day. Not tonight. Just give me another day. Probably not tomorrow.
Oh my gosh.
What?
You're a flaky flake, dude.
No, I'm not. Dude, tomorrow I can't. Thursday, let's go. Okay? Give me a time. PST, please. I don't really know the conversion on that. And tell that rat of a coach to never coach you again. Craxel, dude, don't say that, man.
Craxel, we are not in any position to help you here, brother.
If you want coaching, dude, I'll be there for you. Hey, it actually is, though, no matter what your skill level is, having a third, like, having someone else watch your gameplay is huge. Like,
yeah,
I think you can, I could probably tell Craxel, like, something that he did wrong. Dude, okay, Lingo, after 5, I will be on. You have to message me in Discord when you're hot and ready. I will strip down naked for you and be ready. All right?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm kidding. That's only for Coulter. Shoot.
Yeah, that's kind of reserved for the castle.
Dude, the beach run. Coulter and I did do a gnarly beach run. I don't know. That was fun.
There's no nudity, but
no nudity. That was freezing though. All right, are you ready, Coulter? Do you want to run some deathmatch?
No, we go right in.
Okay. Well, whoever's listening right now, don't look at this. All right, I have to end the stream.
All right, see you guys.
All right, Lingo, I'll connect with you Thursday. Be ready. Be prepared.
Thanks for everything, everybody.
Yeah, thank you guys. Whoever stuck around for this long. Good night, boys. Have a good one.
Bye.